Hi there, I'm Sarah Graber. I am the kinesiologist at Habitat Health. I work up here in the loft. And this is Carissa, our wonderful receptionist. Today we're going to be working through some sleep yoga, or yoga for sleep. So the props that I have are a rolled up yoga mat. You can also use like a thicker blanket rolled up for this, a bolster, and then 1 or 2 blocks. All right, so our first exercise here is going to be some breath work. So I'm going to get Carissa to find a really nice comfortable seat. You can do this seated or laying down, it's up to you. We are working through what I call a 4-6 breath. So that's inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6. You don't have to count it if you don't want to, but we want that exhale longer than the inhale. And what we're doing with this breath is we are activating the parasympathetic nervous system, so the rest and digest nervous system. We are doing this essentially by signaling to the brain that if we are able to breathe in this controlled manner, we're able to relax, there's no immediate stress for us to deal with. So really nice breath to bring in right before sleep. All right, so I'm going to get Carissa to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold for a bit at the top, and then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can start that again. Again, you don't need to count if that's stressful for you. Just try to get that exhale a little bit longer than the inhale here. All right, so we're going to come into a foot stretch here. So I'm going to get Carissa to kneel. You can bring something under the knees if they're sensitive. And then she's going to tuck her toes under. You might need to kind of pull your baby toes under a little bit more. And then gently sit back onto the heels. We're going to hold this for about a minute. You might get quite uncomfortable while you're sitting in it. Adjust if you need to, but we're stretching the bottom of the feet here. So next one here, we're coming into a calf stretch or a calf release. Here I have a rolled up yoga mat. You can also use a rolled up thicker blanket if you have one. So Carissa's going to come up onto her knees here. Again, you can put something under the knees if you need to. And then I'm putting this as tight as I can between her lower leg and her upper leg, and she's just going to sit back onto it. And now we're releasing into the calf here. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. Find your 4-6 breath through this to release, relax into the pose. And you're going to sit in this for about a minute. And then once that minute is up, you're going to come back up into your knees. We're moving it about halfway down. Sit back down again. Hold for about a minute. And then last one, come right back up. Coming all the way down to the heels, sit back. You might feel this a little bit more in your kind of front of the ankles here. So adjust as you see fit. And then we're sitting here for about a minute again. Next, we're coming into a low lunge half split gentle flow. So I have my blocks here. You don't have to use them. I just find them really comfortable to bring in. So I'm going to get Carissa to come up onto her knees. She's stepping her left foot forward. Now in this position, we want to get kind of a 90 degree in this knee and a 90 degree in this back knee, so that when she shifts forward, she's not too far over the foot. This is going to put a lot of pressure in the knee here. So you need to come grab the blocks. Now when she's forward, we're stretching in this right hip flexor, so front of the hip. And then as she shifts her hips back, she can bring the blocks with her. We're stretching into the left hamstring here. If you want to feel it more, you lift those toes up towards your nose. Good, and you can relax down slightly. Nice, and then we're just shifting forward. Yeah. Good, and shifting back. Do this for about a minute to 2 minutes. And of course, you'll do it on the other side as well. Next pose we have here is a supported frog pose on one side. So using a bolster for this, I'm gonna put it down lengthwise along the mat. Carissa's gonna come lay on the bolster here. Get nice and comfortable. Make sure the neck is supported is the big thing here. And then she's going to pull her right knee up to about hip height. You can adjust as you need to here. If you want to feel a bigger stretch here, you can kick your foot out. And that'll increase the stretch in your hip. We're staying here for about 3 minutes. If you want to progress this, you can take the bolster out and come flat onto the mat. We'll just do that quickly here. Pull that out. Yeah, and then aim is kind of to get this hip further down. If you need even more, you can do it with a bolster or a block under the knee. Yeah, just make sure that everything feels supported. If you feel a lot of torque on the knee, you'll want to lift the heel up as well. So that's when the bolster would be really handy, or you can put a second block under there. Come into your nice deep breathing here. Try to relax as much as you can into the posture. And then we're doing the same thing on the other side. Next is our supported twist. So I'm using 2 blocks and a bolster for this. If you don't have these, not a big deal, grab a pillow. So I'm placing a block at the top of my mat on the second level, and then one just below that on the lowest level. Bolster is going to come on top of those blocks to create this little ramp. And then Chris is going to come lay with her left hip right at the base of that bolster there. Good. And then she's twisting her torso towards the bolster. Hands come on either side. For the neck, depending on how you're feeling in the neck, you can face to the left, so that'll be a bit deeper stretch, or you can face to the right. Find what's comfortable, stick with that. You can change it throughout if you need to. And then with the legs, so right now Chris is in a pretty deep twist into the spine, which is fine if she's comfortable here. So if you do want that deeper stretch, we're bringing that top leg kind of further down. If you want less of a stretch, we're bringing top leg further up. You can just play around with that throughout your twist, and we're holding this for about 3 minutes. All right, last one we have here, we're going to do some release. So I have a peanut ball or rad ball, and then the rad block. I'm gonna place the ball right into that snug space right there, and then onto the mat. Chris is gonna come lay down on her back. And we're trying to get this ball into that ridge right where your neck turns into your skull. So you'll probably have to adjust it a little bit here. Yeah, good. And then Chris is applying a little bit of pressure into the ball. And then she's going to shake her head very, very gently side to side. So we're releasing those suboccipitals, those really, really tight spots. If you get tension headaches, they can often stem from here. So it's gonna feel really nice. Okay, and then you can just hang out on the block. We're also going to do some jaw release. So grab your index and middle fingers, and then you're going to come right to kind of the back portion of your jaw and then slightly in. So you're finding that muscle there. Yeah, and then digging in with your fingers and just making little circles here. Good. And then make sure you get both directions. Yeah. Big thing here is please don't clench your jaw while you do this. It will be ineffective. Okay, and then last one here, you're going to grab your hands and take a really nice chunk and handful of your hair and then gently pull up. So we're releasing all of that dural tension on the scalp and getting rid of all of that, built up tightness in the muscles and the skin of the head. Yeah, hold that for as long as you want to. Right before you go to sleep, you can do this throughout the day as well, but just releasing everything, getting ready for a really nice night's rest.